I'm currently standing on a piece of land. Me and my partners made over $20,000 wholesaling it to one of our buyers. Our buyer is coming in and building a 3-unit building, and the government is actually paying him to do so. So by the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to look out for these opportunities so that you can get into deals over everybody else. And I'm going to show you guys what to look at when going after vacant land. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we hop in the office and I show you guys how to recognize these opportunities where the government will literally pay you to build, I want to tell you how we got this deal. This was another lead from our virtual assistants. Went through our system. Our sales guy ended up talking to the lead. We locked this deal up actually 6 months ago, and we just weren't at the right price. Then we went back to the seller and said, hey, during our inspection period, we just found out that this is going to be a little bit more work than we really needed, and we're going to have to be at a different number. They didn't want to do that. So my team kept following up, and they followed up for a good 4 months. After 4 months of follow-up, my guy Brendan gave the seller a call, and he was like, actually, you know what? I want to do the deal at you guys' price from 4 months ago. So we locked up the deal. Now, as we locked up the deal, there was something that I saw the second time that I did not see the first time that we had it under contract. And this is that the lot itself was in what we call an opportunity zone. Now, this is the zone that I'm talking to you guys about where the government will literally pay you to invest in there. So let's hop into the office so I can show you guys exactly what that looks like. Okay, so before you even look at if this land is in the opportunity zone or not, you gotta figure out if this land is buildable. And you look at 4 main things to see that. You look at the square footage or the size of the lot itself or the acreage of the lot. You do this by looking at, let's just say this is what the lot looked like, and it was 200 feet here, 200 feet here. You would just times these by itself and you get 40,000. That's roughly 1 acre. 1 acre is really like 43K, around there. That's how big the lot is. Then you got to figure out the frontage, okay? Now this is what the frontage looks like. Let's just say this is the lot itself and this is the street. You got to figure out how much is from point A over here to point B. So wherever the street meets the lot, you got to find out the size from point A to point B. I'm going to show you guys why this is important in a little bit. Then you got to go look at the records to see if there are any wetlands on the property. So you got to make sure that the soil itself is actually buildable and you don't put a foundation on there and the thing sinks. So you could do this by looking at the GIS map, or for me, I always like to go by the who, not how mentality, meaning I go just find the people that know how to do the thing rather than doing it myself. So I just call the city. So I call the city and I say, hey, do you think this property is buildable or not? And they usually give me these, 1, 2, 3. And the last thing, zoning. The zoning will show you what you can build on that particular lot. Is this thing buildable for a 3-unit, 2-unit, single family, commercial? What is it zoned for? So I'm gonna show you guys on the computer right now how to go look this information up really quick, and then we're gonna dig into the opportunity zones. Now that you have all this data, you're gonna be able to take this data and do some research online with the city to see if your lot is buildable or not. And I'm gonna take you guys real time on the computer and show you guys, for the deal that we just did, show you guys how it's done. The first thing you're gonna wanna figure out is what this lot is zoned. So we're gonna go into the city of Worcester because that's the property that we just did a deal on. That's the city that we did it in. So we're gonna go here to Worcester GIS map, okay? Now, you're gonna be able to come here and look at the actual lot itself. So I'm gonna type in the address here. There it is. I'm gonna type search. And boom, this thing pops up. So as we see, this is the lot that we were just at. As you see here on the right, it says zoning, RG5, okay? Now I'm gonna show you why this is important. Actually, another thing you can get right here is the square footage. So you see this thing's just under 10,000 square feet. It's about 0.2 acres. So we know it's just under 10,000 square feet, zoned RG5, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our friend Google again, and now we're gonna go to the Worcester zoning laws, zoning bylaws, okay? And we're gonna pull these things up. So every city has these laws, and it's gonna tell you what you're gonna need for frontage, what you're gonna need for square footage, what you're gonna need for setbacks, and all these different measurements. We already went over that on the whiteboard. Those are the 4 main ones, okay? So if we're looking here, if we look at what so you gotta find this table first, okay? Probably gonna have to go to the table of contents, but look, it says permitted dimensions by district. This is just for the city of Worcester. So what we're looking at, remember, this chart is very helpful. We're looking at RG5, okay? So as we look at RG5, the city's telling us, okay, what is the minimum square feet that we're allowing people to build on? And what's the minimum frontage that we're allowing people to build on? And here is the use. Here's like what you can build, okay? So remember what we said, our lot was just under 10,000 square feet. The frontage that we had on this lot was also 70 square feet. I could show you guys how to do that on the GIS map. Very easy, you just kind of zoom in. But look at this. Area for a 3-family, you only need 7,000 square feet and you only need 60 feet of frontage. So we're in the clear for that. So that's good. So we saw this and we knew that our buyer was able to build a 3-family on this property. So we knew what we could sell this thing for, which allowed us to know how we were able to sell the deal at what price. So if you do a quick search that we just did and you find out that this lot that you're looking at is zoned right, and it has good square feet and it has good frontage to build whatever it is that you think your buyer is gonna want to build, then you're in the clear. Now is for the fun stuff. So once I found out that this lot was buildable and you could build a 3-family on it, I also remembered that the city of Worcester is really hot right now and the city is giving out really good incentives in certain locations. So I'm gonna show you guys right now how to go look for those certain locations. So we're gonna come back to our friend Google and we're gonna type in Worcester, not Worcestershire sauce, but Worcester opportunity zones, okay? And we're gonna go to, boom, opportunity zones right here. Now we're gonna wanna go to this map right here. Boom, super easy. It's pretty much this, it's the GIS map that we just looked at, right? And you're able to come here and you're able to search for your property that we just looked at, and you're gonna find out if in these little red things right here, these neighborhoods, if it's in one of these, that means that you're in an opportunity zone. So if we go here and look, we search, boom, we find one that it's RG5. But now if we zone out a little bit, our property is right here. This is one of these opportunity zones right here. You can do this in pretty much any city in America. So I need you to go out and generate some leads for one. Find somebody who's interested in selling their land, see if it's in the opportunity zones and if you're able to build or not, and go get deals done. These opportunity zones are killer. These tax incentives are killer. The government is literally paying people to build. The reason why they do this is because they want those parts of the cities to be uplifted. So they're incentivizing buyers. This is going to allow you to get bigger assignment fees. Or maybe you're a buyer yourself and you're gonna build a house. This is gonna incentivize you to go out and hustle and get more deals. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video. If you got any value from this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.